Good evening, YouTube friends and family. This is Laura, and I just wanted you to know that the God we serve is awesome, and He's a loving God. So, tonight we're going to talk about reevaluating relationships. And I think that's a good thing to do every once in a while, to sit down and reevaluate your relationships. Things change all the time. The dynamics of a relationship, they shift, they change all the time. That's something that's constant in life. That change is to be expected. So, what do we do when we take inventory? What important questions should we ask when we're taking inventory of our relationships? I thought about the parent-child relationship. A parent cannot relate to a teenager the same way that they related to or relates to a child in elementary. The dynamics of the relationship and the needs and the boundaries, all of those things have changed because that child is now a teenager. He or she is no longer in elementary school. And the same thing goes for the parent-child relationship once that person becomes a young adult. The parent can no longer relate to the young adult the way they related to the person as a teenager or a child in elementary school. The dynamics, the needs, things have changed. So we have to change the way we relate to each other to accommodate those changes. And so tonight, I want to give you some important questions, and I want to ask you to reevaluate the relationships in your life. Now, the relationships that I'm talking about, I'm not talking about associates or, people in your outer circle. I'm talking about the important people in your life, the ones that speak into your life, the ones that are a part of your everyday living, the ones that know personal things about you. In other words, the ones that are very close to you in your inner circle. You communicate with them on a day-to-day basis. They have an influence in your life. You've been through a lot of things together. You go way back, or maybe all of a sudden you just became best friends. But these are people that are very close in your life. And so the reevaluation is to make sure that we are accommodating and adjusting to the changes that are taking place in the relationship, and that everybody is mutually satisfied in the relationship. Everyone is getting their needs met, okay? And so it's okay to do that from time to time. And so with myself, I'm taking an evaluation and inventory of my close relationships, and I hope that you will do the same. And these are some important questions that I came up with to reevaluate my relationships. Okay? So the first question that I have is, how do you feel when you're around this person or after you have encountered this person and the person has left, you've went your separate ways? Do you feel energized or drained? Okay. Does this person encourage growth or stunt growth? Does this person encourage or discourage your dreams and your visions and your goals? Are they optimistic or pessimistic? Are they joyful and positive, or are they joy busters or Debbie Downers, as they say? Do you sometimes wonder if this person is jealous or envious of you? Do you feel loved and understood by this person? Can you be yourself, your authentic self, around this person? The next one is about trust. Can you 100% without a doubt say, you know what, I trust this person? Without a doubt. They've never given me a reason not to trust them. I trust them with my life. I trust them with all my secrets. I trust them that they're doing and saying the right thing behind my back. That's a good question. Next, are you both able to communicate openly and honestly? Or do you feel that sometimes this person is not forthcoming as they should be? Or maybe the communication is shallow on a surface level. Now I'm talking about your intimate, close friends, people in your inner circle. Keep that in mind. Do you find yourself not wanting to spend much time with this person? Do you sometimes avoid this person, or do you make excuses not to hang out with this person? Is this person cynical, a complainer, always gloom and doom, or critical or judgmental of you? Do you feel respected, cherished, accepted, celebrated by this person? Does this person change or switch on you when they're around others? Do you notice that this person only calls you when there's no one else around to talk to? Or makes contact with you when there's no one else around? Do you feel like you're coming in second place? Maybe even third place? That's something to think about. Is this relationship one-sided, in which this person is getting all of their needs met, but very little or none of yours are getting met? Are you expected to do all the giving, the planning, encouraging, uplifting, propping up, sacrificing, and getting very little or nothing in return? Do they listen to your concerns? Really listen? Or when you're talking, do you notice that their eyes glaze over, or instead of really listening, they're waiting to respond? Or when you're talking about yourself, do they change the subject very quickly? And the subject goes back to being about them. Does it seem as though this person treats you as though their life has more importance, and what they have to say is more important than what you have to say? Are you able to resolve issues or situations that occur? And not that you have to always agree with the person. You don't always have to, your best friends shouldn't always have to agree with you. You can have a difference of opinion. But when an issue arises, is there a win-win solution? Or is it swept up under the rug or ignored? Or are you left in limbo where, I don't know where to go from here, or I don't know what this person is thinking or what they feel. Where do we go from here? So I find that these are some very important questions, and you may have some questions of your own that you want to add to the list, but just take time out and everything to reevaluate your relationships. Make sure that it's not one-sided and that your needs are being met also. Make sure that the relationship is mutually fulfilling. And if it's not, it's time to make some changes. It's time to reevaluate that relationship. Set up some new boundaries. Make your needs and your wants known. It's time out for suffering and silence. Now, I read something today that I found interesting. I found The Basic Rights in a Relationship, and this is by Patricia Evans. And I just want to read you the basic rights in a relationship that you have a right to expect in your relationship with anyone, whether it's a mate, a spouse, siblings, a parental-child relationship, best friend relationship, any relationship that you have. These are the basic rights that you have and the expectations that you should receive from your relationships. And it reads, the right to goodwill from the other, the right to emotional support, the right to be heard by the other and to be responded to with courtesy, The right to have your own view, even if your mate or friend has a different view. The right to have your feelings and experience acknowledged as real. The right to receive a sincere apology for any jokes you find offensive. The right to clear and informative answers to questions that concern what is legitimately your business. The right to live free from accusation and blame. The right to live free from criticism and judgment. The right to have your work and your interests spoken of with respect. The right to encouragement. The right to live free from emotional and physical threats. The right to live free from angry outbursts and rage. The right to be called by no name that devalues you. The right to be respectfully asked rather than ordered. And you have a right to feel safe and respected in your relationships. And so that's all I have for you tonight on reevaluating your relationships. I hope that the questions were helpful. Feel free to add any questions that you may think of to the list. If you enjoy the content of my YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, or share. And until we meet again, as always, bye-bye, my friend.